Hey guys, if you're new here and you like what I'm putting out, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you never miss an upload. So, Kikai Sentai Zenkaija continues with episode 12, and once again I am bringing you my thoughts, my opinions, my ramblings of what I thought about this episode. So, Zenkaija episode 12. This episode was pretty average, I want to say. So this episode had some good gags, it had some good moments. Like, the first half of this episode was dealing with one problem, and then the last 5 minutes was nothing but a mech fight. So I'm not saying that's bad, I'm not saying that's good, but it was your pretty average Sentai episode. But my only problem is they've been building up this Caesar mech, or this Stacy mech that he's been getting throughout the show, or throughout the past couple of episodes. You finally see it, and they don't show much of the spotlight on it because it gets taken away by Tukai's brand new mech, so we barely get to see Stacy's brand new mech in action. It does a couple of things, but the mech that gets the spotlight in this week's episode is Tukai's mech, because Tukai's mech, you gotta sell the toys and stuff like that, so that mech got more of the spotlight in this week's episode. So what exactly happens in episode 12 of Zenkaija? Well, our heroes face off against a snail monster that is able to make things move at a very slow pace, and 3 of our heroes get stuck in the snail monster. Juren, Majin, and our pirate boy Zox get stuck in the snail attack that slows everything down. And although they don't spend too much time on it, it does take up the first half of the episode, but we do get to see some good character building moments between Juren, between Majin, and even Tukai's gets something in this episode. Is it character build that he gets? I don't know, but Juren and Majin, you see these two characters understanding what Tukai's is about, because the episode does open with Juren and Majin out shopping or taking the groceries home, and they're stopped by a bunch of kids who want Tukai's autograph, and they say, hey, he's part of your team, and Juren's like, well, that's not official, and like, well, if you see him, can you please tell him we want their autograph? And Juren's like, hey, why don't I give you my autograph? And they sort of just back away and run off, and then Juren and Majin have, I don't want to say a little bit of jealousy, it is jealousy, but they don't understand why everyone's sort of defending Tukai's when he's been a bit of a loose cannon in the past couple of episodes, but everyone has their own reasons to sort of defend and back up Tukai's with the actions he's doing. Kaito saying it's because he's doing the goal for his family. Gowan says they're humans, so he loves humans. And Vroom just likes their tech, so yeah. Juren is kind of a cranky old man in this episode that he doesn't understand why everyone likes Tukai's and Flint, but he eventually comes around and understands where he's coming from because he wants to protect his family, but yeah, that's where it ends there. So, some good moments for Juren. Juren's a lot of fun. I do like the old man robot in this episode. A lot of fun. But the snail monster, I kind of like the snail monster because they could have made this episode drag on for the entire thing, but only having 3 characters stuck in the snail trap where everything's moving really slow, it worked with the characters coming out to save them once like the first 10 minutes of the episode began, so the problem is solved fairly quickly, so I did like that, because this could have been like the past couple of episodes we've had where you have all the rangers stuck in the time warp where they're moving slowly and they're trying to figure out what's going on, but no, it was just 3 rangers and they were stuck in it and then they get out eventually, so that's what happened. And how they get out is our heroes use the Tukai's coin to move at a really fast pace to defeat the snail monster, blasting him to bits. Now, I will admit, this episode did have some funny moments that got a chuckle out of me. One of them being when Tukai's came to the rescue of Majin and Juren. He jumps out of his ship and he's doing his pirate yahohoi, but as he descends to the ground, he gets stuck in the snail trap and he just descends really, really slowly, getting himself caught. So that was really funny. Not only that, I did find it cute about Flint's plan to rescue the others, where they go over the barrier situation of the snail monster, and she's just drawing the entire map out of chocolate sauce for the pancakes that Grandma was making, so that was kind of cute as well, Flint making the map. And there was also a nice really moment there where the grandma actually made pancakes for the Zenkaiju Rangers that hadn't returned home yet, so that was a nice wholesome moment as well. And another funny moment I gotta bring up, when the tank guy, tank bro, whatever you want to call him, he was yelling at the snail monster saying, hey, why haven't you destroyed the Rangers yet if they're trapped in your thing? And he yells at him, tells him to go do it, and he talks to himself. He does the typical villain talking to himself, saying, oh, I don't want the boss to be mad at me for failing again. And the loudspeaker's on, and he yells at the little grunt dude for leaving the loudspeaker on, saying, hey, you can move the thing away from me. That got a laugh out of me. So, yeah, the episode did have its funny moments in the episode did have its funny moments for today. Alright, let's talk about the mechs that appeared in this episode. The Zenkai Gatai Tukayo Katana, or the Tukayo Katana. I really like the design for this mech. I mean, I do like the two Kaiser mechs that he's got for the different little buddy droids he's got. I think they have really cool designs. I prefer the O-Ranger one more than the Shinkenger one, because the Shinkenger one does have that samurai vibe to it, because it is based on samurai Shinkenger, but I like the design for the O-Ranger more, which is the one we'll be seeing next week. But this one, I do dig the design. I do like the whole samurai aesthetic it's going for it. It's got the kanji on the chest, that looks really cool. The headpiece looks really cool as well. I do dig this mech design, but I prefer the blue one over the red one. I'm just saying. But overall, I think this mech moved really smoothly in the fight scene, had some really cool moments. One thing I will praise is when the Katana mech was summoned and he first appeared, the scene shifted to like fighting in the rain, and that made the moment look slightly cooler and made it stand out. But because it was so dark and the lighting and stuff like that, the mech did look cool, but I feel like it would have looked cooler not fighting in the rain. But oh well, it is what it is. But either way, this mech looked really cool, and I do dig the design for it. Alright, let's talk about Stacy's mech design-wise. Design-wise, I think this mech looks really cool because it looks like your classic Sentai Robo-mechs and stuff like that. So it's a really cool looking Megazord or Zord, whatever you want to call it, Mech Zord. I don't care what terminology you use, but either way, I really do dig this mech's design. It looks nice, it looks simple. I'm pretty sure it's going to get a couple of upgrades later down the line because it's got a lot of shoulder pads and it's got a shield. It's got a very simple and basic design, but I do predict this mech getting upgraded later down the line through the run of the show. But Stacy's mech does look really cool. I kind of wish we got to see more of it. My complaint was the same as the Katana mech. There was the scene that shifted to fighting in the rain, so it was really dark when this scene happened, so you got to see a good look at it, but not a good lighting look at it. I mean, they use the darkness for lighting and stuff like that to make it look cool and stand out. But either way, the mech design looks really cool and I can't wait to see more of it. So what are my overall thoughts on Zenkaiju episode 12? Well, I liked it. I liked it a lot and I had a lot of fun watching it. But I've been noticing watching Zenkaiju every week, I feel like the show is struggling to find an identity because it's very wacky, it's very silly. Each week you have hijinks ensue with the wacky monsters and the characters, but it feels like it's not going to have a serious tone or story arc moving forward in the show. I mean, I think the show is stuck on its tone where it's going to be silly and wacky and goofy, but it doesn't want to get serious. I mean, we have had some serious moments, but when are we going to get the next story arc? When are we going to get the next big moment? And I think that's what a lot of fans are waiting on, but things are still being really wacky and really goofy, and I do wonder if the show's going to be like that moving forward for the next, till the end of the run, but I don't really know, but I guess we'll have to wait and find out. So, Zenkaiju episode 12, I liked it, but I'm also waiting on something serious to happen again. With that said, I think I'm going to bring this video to a close. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Special thanks to all the members such as Swagger4. If you want to get your name shouted out like Swagger4 over here, become a Zord team member or higher for special perks on the channel and stuff like that. With that said, I'm out of here. Bye bye.